What's good, YouTube? Welcome back to our YouTube channel. Today I have a quick video for you guys. Wanted to talk about Emoni Bates transferring out of the University of Memphis. I know I'm a couple days late on this, but still just kind of want to get my thoughts out there on it. More importantly, I wanted to hear what you guys have to say, because we've talked about Emoni a couple times on this channel before, and I've had some really great conversations with some of you guys about Emoni, and there's a lot of different thoughts out there on him and his game and kind of expectations for him. And so now that this news is out there, I wanted to hear what you guys had to say about it and wanted to kind of continue that conversation about it now. And so that's kind of the objective of today's video. Just kind of wanted to talk about that. Emoni is someone who's had a very interesting basketball timeline so far in his career. He's someone who kind of burst on the scene, I think, when he was like 12, 13, something like that. And he, from that time, got anointed as the next generational type prospect, the next can't miss guy. And that label was put on him from whenever he first burst on the scene as a young kid, really. He then kind of goes through his high school basketball career, and there's a few things that I really disagree with on how they were handled for him. Starting with the fact that his AAU team was his dad founding it and creating it and running it, and I think that's just kind of a red flag there. Then he does 2 years of public school. Then his dad creates a prep school for him, and the whole thing is based on Emoni and the Bates family. And it's just, to me, it was a giant red flag at the time in terms of just how it was handled, in terms of his development. And I think it started to show towards the end of his high school career as players started to physically kind of develop and catch up to him, and their game started to expand. And Emoni Bates' game never really expanded. It was always about him and his scoring ability and getting him shots. They never really prepared him for playing in a team system and being someone who could fit in with multiple other good players. It was always about Emoni and getting Emoni shots and showcasing Emoni, and it was just never a team style with him. And so I think that was kind of the start of the red flags for me in terms of just how he was developing as a basketball player. He then eventually reclassifies and decides to enter college a year early relative to his class. And now I still think that people in his family or camp or whatever you want to call it, I still think that they thought they were getting an exemption to enter the draft early. There was a quote somewhere I saw on Twitter from someone in that group that said he hasn't got the exemption yet, or he's not eligible yet, and they put a huge emphasis on that yet. And so I think that the plan was originally for Emoni to play 1 year of college, which obviously he never did get that exemption, and that was pretty known going into the year. So now you have a 17-year-old kid entering college a year early. He's getting coached by someone new for the first time in how long, because it's always been growing up from whenever he was playing AAU. That's his dad, or whoever his dad picked as the coach. That's who's running him there, so no one can say anything to him then. Then you create a prep school for him. Same situation where everything is controlled by his family. He's never had to be coached by anyone, and now he's 17 years old trying to learn a college system. He wasn't there all summer. He enrolled in the fall, trying to adjust to college, being 17, new system, never being coached before. To me, it was a really bad start to his college career, or it wasn't an ideal situation for him. You throw in the fact that the big hype about going to Memphis and playing under Penny was that Emoni was gonna play the point guard position, which was extremely shocking to me, considering Emoni's always been considered this modern day wing type player, this Kevin Durant type player, someone who can score from all three levels. And that's all Emoni has ever done, is be a scorer. And he's never really been asked to be a facilitator, someone to initiate an offense, get the team into sets, things like that. And now all of a sudden, he's going to be with Penny, and in terms of timeline, he had to be there from August till the season starts in late October or whatever, in 2-3 months learn how to be a point guard at the college level as a 17-year-old freshman. It was just never gonna happen for me. That's not realistic. That's not even something that could really happen, and yet that was expected of him. You then throw in the fact that the season starts, he doesn't play well, he's not getting maybe the minutes he wants, and then he gets injured and he misses a huge chunk of the season, and his draft stock at that point is in the tank. I've seen in some mock drafts at that time for 2023 already that he wasn't even like a first round draft pick at that point. I mean, his draft stock tanked so hard. I thought it was a good thing though that at the end of the season he came back and played in the NCAA tournament. I thought that showed a lot, that it actually meant a lot to him. It would have been really easy for him just sit out the year and not even come back and transfer, and no one would have even known. But I thought it was a good sign at least that he played at the end of the year, and it showed that it mattered to him and he cared. But now he's in the transfer portal. Not sure where he's going to go, to be honest. I thought maybe the G League would have been an option for him. I think maybe the pro game would just overall fit his game a lot better, a lot more space, a lot more up-tempo. Wouldn't be as half-court oriented, and he could kind of do his thing in the G League. But with him entering the portal, it sounds like he's going to play college basketball again. And I'm not really sure at this point where he's going to go or where the best fit would be for him. He was originally committed to Michigan State. I would guess that ship has kind of sailed. I doubt Izzo wants to deal with that. Memphis wouldn't take him back if something happened there. I doubt that. On Twitter, I was seeing a lot of North Carolina people actually kind of wanting him on the team. I don't know if there's some connection there other than they just played in the championship, and I'm a North Carolina fan and wouldn't mind adding him, but I don't know if he's going to be necessarily the star player that people want him to be. But yeah, I guess I just don't know where he's going to go or what schools would even be interested in him. I think Oregon was in one of his final 3 or 5 schools or whatever he cut his list down to. I'm not sure who else was in that list, but it'll be interesting to see where he goes. Wild career so far for Emoni. He's going to have to play really well this year to get his draft stock back up, and it's just going to be interesting. So, yeah, those are kind of just my thoughts on it. Never bought the hype, never have, and still not buying it. So, leave your thoughts down in the comment section below. Let me know what you think of Emoni, all that. And with that being said, I'll talk to you guys later.